Remember how KD was bad-mouthing the Warriors in DMs last week? Well, now Klay Thompson just publicly shaded his former teammate and said that anyone who thinks the Dub Dynasty is over is ignorant. He broke his silence for the first time since his injury in Game 6 of the finals and called his torn ACL tragic. Plus, he names a fellow teammate who he thinks will become a superstar this season. Hey guys, it's Devin Howard, back again with more news about the sports teams you love. If you feel so inclined, come find me on Instagram at Devin Howard. And while you're here, subscribe to the Fumble and tap that bell for notifications. Now let's talk about Klay. Dude had a lot to say. First, we have to rewind a little bit and go back to earlier this week when Chris filled you all in on how KD was blasting the Warriors in DMs. A fan posted his message exchange with the injured athlete, and it's pretty incriminating. Someone DM'd KD a tweet that said, "Street saying KD was telling a certain friend of his Steph was overrated." KD tried to brush it off by saying, "Come on man, they upset, the run is over." And KD clarified which run by saying, "The Dubs with me and Dre. Things have changed since last year. Stop acting like that shit ain't over." Tell us how you really feel, KD. Okay, so let's talk about this for a sec. I think the Warriors took a big L when KD went to the Nets, and it certainly didn't help the team when Andre left or with Klay out with an injury. But to say the dynasty is totally over because of them is just a little intense, just because they still have Draymond, D'Angelo, Steph, and when he recovers, Klay. And obviously, Klay feels the same way that I do. He joined ESPN's The Jump and responded to the claims that the Warriors dynasty is done, and by claims, I mean KD's sus DMs. He said, quote, "I think that's a little premature saying there's no more dynasty. I mean, we still have Stephen Curry, a two-time MVP, Draymond Green, a defensive player of the year. To say the dynasty is over, I think is a little ignorant, because I think I'm gonna come back 110%. I think I'm gonna come back even better and more athletic. It would not be smart to count the Dubs out, that's all I'll say." Klay still has faith in his team, which he should, considering he just signed a 5-year, $190 million contract. Regarding that, Klay said that the fact that they wanted to sign him again was a surprise to him. He said, quote, "It was humbling, but the Warriors showed their loyalty and their respect for me, offering me that 5-year deal. Jumped on that as soon as I could, just because the history with this team and the franchise would be so hard to leave." He's eager to get back on the court, but of course he needs to take time to recover. In the meantime, he believes in his teammates to carry the Warriors' legacy on. He's particularly excited about one player, D'Angelo Russell. On the player's addition to the team, he said, quote, "D'Angelo Russell was an incredible get for us. I mean, the kid's gonna blossom into a superstar in this league. The team has a strong arsenal of players. They may not have the depth that was so critical in building their championship rosters, but they are technically the only team with 3 2019 All-Stars, and that doesn't even factor in Draymond, who is playing not only for a new contract, but Supermax eligibility after Klay missed out on the designated player criteria. He'll be super motivated to play his best this season." But back to Klay. The poor guy is still nursing his injury, and he spoke about it, saying that a torn ACL is, quote, "obviously the most tragic part of sports." It really is. It's the kind of injury that can drastically change an athlete's career. Hopefully that's not the case with Klay. He admits that he initially thought he just sprained his knee, but he knew it was worse than that when it started swelling inside the locker room. But despite all of that, he still was offered that stellar deal with the Warriors. He was prepared for the worst in free agency, so his contract with the Warriors was a nice surprise. The Warriors are definitely not the front runners in the West like they have been the past few seasons. Most people have their attention focused on the two teams right here in LA, but they're far from being over. Next season is going to be killer, you guys. I can't wait. What do you think about Klay shading KD? Do you think the dynasty is done? Sound off in the comments. Don't forget to tune in later today for more sports news. This is Devin Howard reporting for The Fumble. See you later.